You ever stop and wonder what keeps the entire global economy from just seizing up? It's not about how much money a bank has at the end of the day. No, it's about having the right amount of money at the exact right second. We tend to think of liquidity as this static number, but it's not. It's a target that's always in motion. So let's pull back the curtain on this hidden world of what's called intraday liquidity.
So, what are we talking about here? Well, at its core, it's a bank's ability to pay its bills, not just by 5 p.m., but at every single moment during the day. You can think of it like the financial system's circulatory system. It's got to be constantly pumping cash to exactly where it needs to go, precisely when it's needed.
And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. If that circulatory system gets a clot, even for a few minutes, the consequences are immediate. And they are severe. A hiccup here isn't just about a late fee. We're talking about a massive blow to a bank's reputation, and in a worst-case scenario, it can set off a chain reaction, a systemic disruption that sends shockwaves through the entire economy. Okay, so how in the world do banks manage this constant, high-stakes tightrope walk? To really get it, you have to appreciate the relentless pace of a single day in global finance. Let's take a look at why this target is always in motion. This right here gives you a sense of the non-stop pressure. The day kicks off with huge US dollar payments just zipping through FedWire. Then by midday, you've got chips clearing these massive high-value transfers between banks, the kind that underpin entire markets. All the while, SWIFT is like the global post office coordinating messages for international payments. It is just one critical deadline after another, and if you miss one, you can cause chaos for everyone else down the line. Now, you don't manage this kind of controlled chaos by just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. Nope. It requires an incredibly sophisticated, all-seeing eye. Think of it as a real-time watchtower, keeping track of every single dollar as it moves. So what's this watchtower actually looking at? Well, this is basically a peek at the dashboard. Liquidity managers are watching every single payment coming in and going out. They're tracking their real-time reserve balances at the central bank. They know exactly how much collateral they could use to borrow money in a pinch. They even see the queues of payments that are scheduled to go out. It is a mind-boggling amount of data to be processing every single second. And here's the key. This isn't just about collecting data. It's an active, intelligent alarm system. These dashboards are constantly scanning for anything that looks weird, anything that's out of place, ready to flag a potential cash shortfall way before it turns into a full-blown crisis. So when one of those flags goes up, what happens? The response is usually automated and unbelievably fast. First, the system's algorithms figure out which payments are absolutely critical and push them to the front of the line. Then, to ease the pressure, less urgent transfers might get held back for just a few minutes. And if that's still not enough, the system itself can trigger actions to go out and secure more funding. It's a rapid, three-step defense mechanism. But all these amazing systems are designed to handle the normal, everyday rhythm of the market. What happens when something totally unpredictable hits? What happens when a sudden, violent shock slams into the entire system at once? And these shocks, man, they can come from anywhere. A sudden market crash, an unexpected tech outage at a key payment processor, a nasty cyber attack, or even something called payment gridlock. That's where the whole system just freezes because everyone is waiting to get paid by someone else. These are the nightmare scenarios that keep people up at night. This comparison really just says it all. A normal day, everything is fluid. Payments are flowing, settlements happen like clockwork, reserves are stable. But during a stress event, those flows can freeze solid. The gridlock just gets worse and worse, and that abstract risk of a systemic failure we talked about, suddenly it's a terrifyingly real possibility. Okay, so we've seen the problem, we've seen the constant monitoring, and we've seen the enormous risks. But now we get to the absolute heart of it. What is the invisible technology that makes this whole protective system even possible? This, my friends, brings us to the database heartbeat. This is such a perfect way to think about it. If the flow of money is the lifeblood, then this whole real-time monitoring and response network is the bank's central nervous system. It's firing off and receiving countless signals every millisecond, making these tiny, crucial adjustments to keep the whole thing alive and running smoothly. And right here, this is it. This is the fundamental, invisible engine powering everything. Behind every signal, every alert, every automated decision, There is a database, and not just any database. We're talking about one built for unbelievable speed and total reliability, one that can process millions of transactions a second without a single error. It has to be the system's perfect memory, logging every single transaction, tracking every balance in real time, and recording every single heartbeat of the financial system. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? We've just peeled back one layer of the global financial system, but this idea is so much bigger. The next time you interact with any critical system, air traffic control, the power grid, anything, it's worth asking yourself, what invisible engine is running in the background, reliably tracking every single heartbeat?